Okay, we're recording. This is Tony Mitchell here at Mount Lebanon High School with head football coach Mike Melnyk. Mike Melnyk did us a great favor in bringing us in the summer of 2012. It was a blast. Mike had come from, what part of state did you come from, Mike?
Eastern Pennsylvania, Manheim Township High School.
Manheim Township High School. And Mike was very instrumental in bringing some pride back to Mount Lebanon, thinking outside the box, bringing us in AFI Elite to work with his players in the off-season program. The thing that we liked from the beginning is Mike had this energy and he had a vision. And he knew what he wanted to do, and the biggest thing that he did from the beginning was to identify leadership. And I'm going to have Mike talk to you about his first year, the conditioning that took place in that summer of 2012.
Yeah, as Coach Mitchell said, I had him come in and join our program at the beginning of the year, and he did a terrific job with our kids. Brought some discipline, brought some excitement, some intensity that was not there. His championship mindset gave our kids the edge that they needed. They were successful, but they needed something to take the step up a little bit, and he was able to do that. Our kids were just so much more disciplined. He made sure that they were conditioned, not only physically but mentally, ready to go to battle and to fight to the very end. And he did that through off-season stuff that we did during the summertime, talking to the kids, holding them accountable. We had a pregame warm-up that Tony used during the summertime that was just tremendous, and our kids loved it and took ownership of it, and we ended up doing it before every single game. And it was just sort of a trademark I think for our program and for the kids to have that championship mindset.
One of the things that I appreciated about Mike is he always thought outside the box, and one of the things he talked to us about in the beginning was energy and bringing some passion to the practices. I'm going to have Mike talk to you about two of his players that were on that team. They were sophomores. The year before, they were kind of average players, and Mike identified them pretty much immediately as potential leaders. And he challenged them, and we took his lead, and we challenged those two players, Troy Apke and Alex Buxer. I'm going to have him talk to you a little bit about those two guys.
Yeah, these are a perfect example of what Tony was able to accomplish. Troy Apke was a 6'2", 195-pound wide receiver. He had caught about 10 balls as a sophomore, and pretty quickly I was able to identify Troy as a tremendous athlete, and he went on to be an all-state wide receiver. He had 80-some catches, over 1,000 yards receiving. He went on and played safety at Penn State, and he's currently with the Washington Redskins. And really, Tony's championship mindset turned that kid from just an average sophomore player into somebody who was able to go on to the Division I level and on into the NFL. Alex Buxer, a similar story. He was a 6'6" kid, a little bit lean, a little bit rough around the edges, not really committed. And Tony was able to get that kid to work hard and to see the potential that he had. And Alex was highly recruited. He had offers from every major college, all the way to USC, all the way back to the East Coast. He was Ohio State's #1 recruit. But Alex was a home city guy and decided to stay at the University of Pittsburgh and played football there for 5 years, did a great job, was a captain of the team last year. So those leadership skills that Tony developed in Alex as a high school player continued to develop when he went to the University of Pittsburgh. And this weekend out in Indianapolis, he was out at the Combine, and we're looking forward to seeing where Alex gets drafted to. But Tony's championship mindset, took a couple of kids that were just kind of average, but turned them into champions and guys that are playing at the highest level now.
Coach is being real modest. We had a part in that, and Coach had a big part in it also. It was pretty cool to watch the partnership that we developed, myself and Coach Melnyk. We would talk on weekends and different things. We talked about kids, talked about the program. Coach is a very spiritual man. I'm a very spiritual man. It was a very good partnership for us on and off the field. Championship Mindset is a program that doesn't work unless you have buy-in. Coach was able to get the kids to buy in and accept the program. Coach, I'm going to have you talk to me a little bit about how you identified Tyler Roth from the year before. He was a punter. I think he was all Whitfield punter, and I think he played some DB, and you converted him into a quarterback. He became your leader.
Yeah, Tyler, you know, again, I think that the key thing to having a championship football team is you have to identify who those leaders are, and you've got to tap into them. And if your hardest workers are also your leaders, you got a chance to have a special football team. And Tyler, pretty quickly, I was able to identify was one of those kids that you know, was a hard worker. He hated to lose. He had that attitude of never giving up. He was a guy that you wanted in the huddle with your football team when the going was going to get tough. And Tyler was a little rough as far as his skills, but we were able to develop them, and he was able to use that leadership skill that he had to overcome any of his shortcomings, and he just did a great job. Tyler threw for over 2,500 yards as a first-year starter, as a senior, and led our team all the way to the quarterfinals of the Whitfield, and just did a terrific job. And you know, my biggest regret about Tyler is that we didn't get a chance to coach him for one more year, because he would have broken all sorts of records, I think, if we would have had him another year. But you know, Tyler's a perfect example of somebody who embraced what we were trying to do. He was a great leader, and he pulled his players along with him and made sure that everybody was accountable and doing what we asked them to do. And you know, it can't be just about the coach. The kids got to buy in too, and that's why it's so important that you have to, as a coach, you have to get the players that are going to buy in. You identify those leaders. They buy into what your vision is, and once you get that going, then nothing can stop you.
Now, where did Tyler end up going? He went to Ivy
He went to
School.
Princeton. Yeah, Tyler went to Princeton. He was a punter there for 4 years, and he's working on Wall Street, making a whole lot of money now.
That was probably one of my unique groups. I've been doing Championship Mindset for over 18 years, but this Lebo group, they were deep in talent, deep in personality, and we enjoyed coming here a couple days a week, every week in the summer, and it was just a blast. Coach, I want to thank you for allowing us to come in and do Championship Mindset, and for just being a great partner and a great friend.
Yeah, congratulations to all you've done, Tony.
Thank you.